Osiris.
Welcome to Flock Talk, the ultimate jam band community podcast where the grooves are endless and the vibes are infectious. Join the Femme Flock as we dive deep into the lifestyle, culture, and community of the colorful world of jam bands, everything that makes this genre truly unique. This episode, we sit down with Alexandra Jenna. Alexandra opens up about her journey from her Tour Wife, Tour Life blog to finding her own voice in the jam scene. We talk love, influence, style, and what it means to come full circle. From tour buses to Goose's breakout moments, Alexandra has seen it all. So grab your glitter, bubble guns, and best show fit and join us on Flock Talk, where the people make the scene sparkle. Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki, and today I'm here with Jess and Leighton, and we have a fantastic episode for you. We're going to be talking to Alexandra Evers. We're so happy to have you on the pod, Alexandra. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
So where are you recording from today?
I am in Pittsburgh right now.
Yay, Pittsburgh. So let's jump right in. Let's start with the beginning. So how did you first find your way into the jam scene?
Oof. I mean, like most people probably have the same story as me. I had a crush on a boy and he liked fish and he said he was going to the concerts at Jones Beach. So I immediately texted my friend and was like, can we go? So we went. It was, I think, June 2009, and I was immediately hooked. And I went back the next night and the night after. I got actually a fake ticket and still got into the show. Started crying to the security guard and was like, if this was your daughter, wouldn't you want her to get into the show? And he let me in.
That's the best. I love it. I want, like today?
Probably not.
No, probably not.
Well,
Not
back
from
then it was paper tickets. Now they don't have that. So
Yeah. Oh, I miss those so much, though.
yeah.
That made it so much easier. I mean, especially if you wanted to like move somebody closer to you, you could just give them the paper
Exactly.
ticket and they would come right back down. It was awesome.
Exactly. The stub down days. I miss
A lot harder to do it when you have your phone, and it's too difficult now.
Yeah.
Although we've done it. I think we've all done it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what were those early shows like for you, stepping into the jam band scene and figuring out where you belong, how you fit, what it kind of felt like to you then?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly so interesting because I grew up in Queens. So my music taste was completely different in my childhood. And then college really got me like out of that shell, meeting like so many different people. I went to Binghamton. So a lot of my friends were like camp kids and they all were obsessed with fish. So when we'd have like late night after hours parties, it was all fish.
Right.
So I don't know if it was like forced on me or if it like changed my brain chemistry, but like ever since that, I've just been like jam band girly through and through.
Well, I think that's a lot of people is like you're around people who are listening to Fish or Dead or whatever it may be, and you just kind of absorb it. And after a while, you're like, I'm singing the song that I heard at a party. How come I'm singing the song? And it just kind of builds from there because that's how it was for the Dead and Fish for me, kind of. So I totally get that. Influences in college were very strong for a lot of reasons, but that's a big part of it, I think.
Yeah, so my first fish show, I was out of college already. I had already graduated. So I found them like a little bit later.
That's awesome, though. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care when you find it, as long as you find it. You were immediately a jam band girly. So were you going to like local shows on top of that, like local bands or like the smaller touring, like I guess you'd call them like lower tier jam
In
bands?
the beginning, not really. Because like I said, I found them in 2009. It wasn't really until I got into Twitter. Like we had the Fish Twibe on there.
I
And
was
like
on the Twibe.
those people, they became like my closest friends. So we would meet up at like Brooklyn Bowl and the Capitol Theater. And that really like expanded my taste in music because there were so many bands that I had never heard of.
Right.
And then like meeting young people who were starting bands and like getting to kind of be, that was really like how I got into the scene in general, was just like meeting people who were musicians and like all
It's like
these
hanging in New York City?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, mostly Brooklyn Bowl. I give Pete Shapiro full credit.
That's like my go-to spot.
In the summer, we would meet up every Wednesday, me and a couple friends, and it didn't matter what band it was. We would always meet up there and like check out what was local or who was coming that was famous. I mean, Wednesdays are usually more like chill vibes, local scene. So it was really cool.
You see anything early that ended up blowing up later?
Probably not like the first time at Brooklyn Bowl, but yeah, I've seen a ton of bands that have blown up, like Eggy, Dogs in a Pile, Baked Shrimp, which is now changed their name to Big Shrimp.
We'll get into your Goose story
Yeah.
in a bit.
Well, yeah. I'm not super early on Goose, but early enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
actually met Coach and his wife in an airport I think it was in Seattle, because I was on like Fish Tour selling merch, which we could get into if you want. And I met them at an airport bar and they bought everything that I was selling. And then he was like, "You got to check out Goose, this band." And I was in like the TED Facebook group from like the early days, but I hadn't seen them till like a couple years later.
That's really cool, though. That's a good way to start. So tell us about your fish merch selling days. We need to know about this.
Yeah. Like obviously over the years from 2009, I like wanted to go to all the shows. And in 2013, in the beginning of the year, I was like, how am I going to fund this? I was like working at the Apple store. I wasn't making like a ton of money really. So I came up with this idea to make glasses. And at the time they were called fish shades. But then Fish sent me a cease and desist, so I had to change the name
Oops.
to the Shakedown Shop. And that was like how I made money for a long time. It was like these glasses with the words on the front, like on the lenses.
Yes.
Yeah, and I sent some to the band. Chris Kuroda has worn them. Like it was cool
Very
for a long
cool.
time. So that like funded my whole 2013 tour. I went to every single show that year.
That's amazing. I always wanted to do that. At that point, I was already, mom, I was working and I had a daughter, so I really didn't have the opportunity to. But in the 90s, I made dresses, like
I
patchwork
love that.
dresses and tie-dyes, and I did earrings, like ear cuffs, which kind of just hook around your ear, which I want to make again because I don't see them anywhere, but they're super freaking
Yeah,
cool.
do it. I would wear them.
And I'm like, that's how I actually made money to go to the few shows that I could go to. I was a struggling college student, had no money, so I totally get that. That's a way to do it, is
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
vend it away. There's some wonderful things out there that people think of when you're on lot and you're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome. Why didn't I think of this?" And the glasses thing it's brilliant. Brilliant. Everybody wears
Yeah,
them,
and
so
now, like, I feel like so many people have kind of gone off that idea, and there's, like, so many cool glasses now, like Baba Cool. Those are
yeah.
awesome. I have a couple pairs of those, so, like, it's really cool to see, like, the inspiration, how it levels up over the years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People add on to it every time. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. You were an initial influencer in that,
Influencer.
so we could say.
You know?
That's awesome. So how long did you do the glasses thing for?
Well, I did them for a while. I made Fish ones, Grateful Dead, Mo, and then eventually Twiddle. And then people would request like custom designs. Like I did some for fans' weddings and bridal showers, like things like that.
That's cute.
But I probably stopped in like 2016 or 17. Like Twiddle was really the last glasses that I made.
That's quite a while though. That's a long time to
Yeah.
be doing that. That's fun. That creativity thing is fun. I love doing that kind of stuff. It's what I say I'm
Yeah.
gonna do when I
I still
retire.
have some I found in my storage unit. So I'm like, maybe I'll break them out. Vintage
You
glass.
should. That you could sell them for, like, more.
$1. No, I would just give them to people.
Aw, that's sweet.
You've mentioned Twitter. Can we
Yes.
talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to explain your involvement with Twitter?
Sure. So my first total show was April 4th, 2015. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check that. But it was at Irving Plaza, and I went with some Fish Twibe people. And I'd only, like, heard a couple songs before, like, When It Rains, It Pours, like, whatever's popular at the time, and, had a blast, and then went with a couple friends to, like, the following show or the show after in Baltimore, and that's where I met my ex, and yeah, we got married and 8 years, but
How long did you guys date before you got married?
2 years.
So were
Yeah.
you actively part of his touring at that point before you got married, or was it after you got married? How did that
No, I
work?
never really was, like, actively touring with them, like, on the bus or anything. I did it a couple times, but they kept things very separate, like, their crew was entirely men. So, like, the times I did stay on the bus with them, it was, like, only a couple days at a time. And honestly, it's not as glamorous as you would want it to be in the fantasy world, like, imagine
Stinky
being
boys on
anywhere
a
with one
bus.
boy.
I mean,
Yeah. So most of the time, I would either, like, drive with friends and stay at hotels or do that kinda stuff, or just, like, fly in and fly out to shows, but I think Twiddle might be, like, my top amount of shows I've seen. I think I've seen more of them than Fish, and Fish, I'm at, like, 175.
wow. So how many Twiddle shows did you see?
I, like, stopped counting. I mean, probably over 250, 300. I don't know, because it was 8 years. Yeah, and, like, constantly going, and not I had passes, so it makes it easier on
Yeah,
the wallet.
completely. When you have somebody in the band that's wanting to see you, it makes it a little bit more incentivized as well
Yeah,
on top of it. It's not just going to see a band, you're going to see your significant other. So I totally can
yeah,
understand that.
exactly.
So did that shape your experience with the jam scene at all? Like, did it change how you acted with people in the community? How did that work its way into your life?
Slightly, like, I feel like obviously I'm always myself and, like, I treat everybody how I would wanna be treated, but I think, people, like, paying attention to what I was doing kind of made me feel like I could do more positive things for the community. I don't know, like, I started my blog about touring. It was at the beginning, it was about touring, and then it kind of, like, shifted into just about me and my life and traveling and what I was wearing. Because people would always be like, "Oh my god, I love your outfit. Where did you get it?" So I kind of made it, like, a one-stop shop for all things about me, and that really has been successful. I still do it. I've just changed, kind of rebranded since we broke up.
And so your blog is still active then, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it used to be called Tour Wife, Tour Life, which obviously would not make sense anymore. So now it's just my name. It's Alexandra Jenna.
Okay. So that's easy. That's an
Yeah,
easy transition. I mean, people
yeah.
still know you by your name, so it's not like
Yeah,
you
and it's
changed
I'm
that.
still sharing all the same stuff, all the touring, it's just different bands now and, uh, a lot of Goose content, a lot of Dogs in a Pile, Fish, obviously, Taylor Swift.
You're obviously, like, with the band, seeing it from tour wife perspective, and now you're back to being a fan.
Yeah,
Which do you
like,
prefer?
fan, 1,000,000%. Yeah, I think being in the crowd, it's just, like, such a cool community versus being behind the curtain. Um Like, it's I don't know. I feel like you always dream about it, right? When you see, like, Almost Famous or, like, when you
Yeah.
just see people walking backstage, you're like, "Oh, I wanna be back there." But it's really just a room, and it's like I mean, in the case of Twiddle, it was just, like, all of our friends and family, like, we could have done that anywhere, you know? So it's not like I'm sure it'd be different if Fish invited me backstage, I'd probably be freaking out.
What I heard is pretty boring. It's just
Yeah, that's what
it's
I've
like
heard
some
too.
food and some people sitting around. Like, there's
Yeah,
really nothing going like, you wanna be on
exactly.
the other side. It's more entertaining on the other side where we are.
Exactly. Yeah, and I my favorite is to just be, like, dead center as far back as I can be and, like, watch the lights on everybody's heads and just, like, see the magic happen and, like, see everybody smiling and being so happy, like, there's no better place than that.
We agree. The collective joy is the word we learned, the
Yeah.
term we learned, and it is something to experience. It's a feeling that the band has to be able to pick up on, but it's not the same if you're
Yeah,
backstage. I mean,
Trey has definitely said that he can feel it, and, like, that's what makes him play, like, harder, which I think is so cool.
I love that. That's my favorite. Stories from Trey is like what I live for lately. They're just so sweet.
I He's so sweet.
He's
I've met him a handful of times, and he remembers you like, he remembered me from before anything. He remembered me because I sold him a pair of headphones when I worked at the Apple Store, and I told
gosh.
him how he changed my life, and he remembered when I, like, was backstage at Lock-In, he was like, "You were that girl," and I was like, "I can't breathe. How does he remember me?"
Yeah, I'd feel the same way. I'd
Yeah,
probably go into a little bit of an anxiety attack, but oh my god, that's amazing.
That's
yeah,
crazy. He must meet so many people.
I know, and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
I feel
that's
lucky." Sorry, Sue, I love you.
that's amazing. That's such a good thing to hear. He seems like such a genuine human, and he just loves what he does, which is what makes him do it so well. I
Yeah,
mean, that's what's so beautiful about I think the jam band scene is that they love what they do. They're almost surprised that they get to do it for a living and
for
comes back
sure.
on us so that we feel that. And so it's just an exchange and I friggin' love every minute of it.
Me
Love
too,
it.
for sure.
So what Jess was kind of getting at before is like, being married, touring with the band, how can that enhance or hinder your experience with your partner? Like your trust, how you're being part of a personal and a public relationship.
Yeah.
How can you talk a little bit about how that kind of rolled together, played out for?
Never really had any, like, trust issues because I feel like I was always so, front of house, like, talking to fans and stuff. So if somebody did that, I would be like, "What are you doing?" You know? Like, you see me out there,
Yeah.
he's married or whatever, but I think the hardest part was probably just, like, the length of time. Which, like, the tours are long, and,
Yeah.
like, if you have a job that you have to go 9 to 5, you can't take all that time off, so that was definitely probably, like, the most difficult thing, but, then COVID came, and then we had nothing, so that
Yeah.
made it also different because I was so used to having time alone, and then all of a sudden there's, like, all this time. What are we gonna do all day? We can't leave the house.
You kind of got to find out if you really like the person or not that
Yeah,
way. And
and we stayed together through COVID, so obviously we did, but
yeah.
things happened, and, I mean,
Well, life
I'm not gonna talk about it, but
No,
I
no, that's
saw stuff
okay.
on social media, so they can probably figure out the puzzle, and, yeah, things happened and we parted ways.
Well, and everybody learns from a situation like that. What did you learn the most from that relationship? And especially being married to a musician who's touring, was in a bigger band.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have for a woman in that type of scene?
I think just never give up who you are for anybody else. You can't change somebody who doesn't wanna change, you can't save anybody. So, like, I feel like a lot of girls out there are always like, "Oh, I can fix him." You can't. Nobody can. His mom can't. Only he can. So, that's, like, the biggest piece of advice I've learned, and in my relationship that followed, I was just like, "I'm gonna be 100% authentic. If he doesn't like me, that's on him." And I probably overshared and did whatever, like, that would usually turn off people, but we've been together for over 2 years, and so being myself worked. So, like, you will find somebody that loves you for exactly who you are.
Amen. God, I love that. That is a beautiful thing to say because most people think that they have to conform.
Yeah, and you definitely don't at all. Like, there's someone out there. Like, that quote from when we were, like, kids, "People come into your life for a reason, a season, whatever," like, it's true. Like,
Mhm.
think that you're gonna love someone forever, but they could just be there to teach you that lesson, and it doesn't mean, like, that you didn't love them or they didn't love you, but people change,
Yeah,
and sometimes, like, the role they played was to make you grow.
I completely agree. And as you get older, it it's more evident
Yeah. It's
and
definitely
it's easier
harder
to
to
spot.
believe that when you're younger, but
Yeah. No, it's easy to spot and you accept it more and you're like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Onward and upward is all you
Yeah,
can
I
do."
think if I was younger, I probably would have had, like, a full meltdown, but I've had more of a head on my shoulders. Like, we broke up, I was 35, I think 36. So I was, like, old enough to know what was going on and not, like, be poor me kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, you knew there was something else that was gonna happen in life. There's more to
Exactly,
come. That wasn't the end of the world, where when you're 18 to 22, it kind of is.
exactly, and you're like, don't wanna get out of bed for a year.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I know. I mean, if I could compare to, like, a high school boyfriend I had, that you would think I thought we were gonna be married and have babies and stuff, but it was like, I didn't even really like him. I was just young. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that definitely happened.
Right? It's so crazy.
You think the best of the relationship, you're like, "This is gonna be forever." And I
Yeah,
think that once you get older and you realize that that's not how everything's supposed to be, that it's okay too. I think that's more of it is that that's okay.
it's
It's
okay.
not
Yeah,
the end of the world because you didn't marry this person, have kids, and live your whole life with them.
exactly. It's so funny because I'm on, like, a whole Pamela Anderson kick right now with how she's, like, dating, what's his name? Liam Neeson, is that his name?
Is she dating him?
I
I
think
thought she was just
so.
in the movie with him.
Fact check that. But she posted something today and she was like, "You shouldn't be upset to close a chapter." And I was like, "Preach, girl." Like, exactly, like, it's all just writing, like, our life story and, you know, it's I'm grateful for everything that I went through because I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't have, like, such an amazing partner
Yeah,
if I didn't go through all that.
completely agree, and it takes a while sometimes to find the right one,
Yeah.
and it's based on your journey. It's not a marathon, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's you're trying to get the most out of what you have, and if you don't look back and reflect and learn from those I don't necessarily call them mistakes, but choices, you're never gonna grow, and
Exactly.
that's the biggest part of it is that you've grown, so good for you.
Yay.
Can we hop back to the blog and the influencer piece?
Yeah.
I could talk a bit about, like, influencer culture and becoming an influencer early. You started before influencers are what we know them as today. Obviously, COVID has changed how we think of influencers in our culture. And you, with your blog, started that pre TikTok, pre
Yeah.
influencer culture. And, like, can you talk a bit about how you've seen your influencer status in a way like change over the years?
Yeah,
And
it
then even
definitely
with COVID, how it's changed because obviously, like, you had a blog first, and then it had one purpose, and now it's changed into more of a lifestyle scene, so, like, I was just wondering if you could talk about, like, about influencer culture.
Yeah, for sure. So when I started the blog, it was more, like I said earlier, like more so just keeping people up with what was going on and like what it was like touring or when we would go on vacation a lot. So like giving people recommendations, like if you ever go to Costa Rica, here are the things that you should do. Kind of just like putting everything in one place because I would get thousands of DMs like what hotel did you stay at? Or like that dress that you wore in that picture, where did you get that? So I kind of just figured, okay, I can use my Instagram and my website to just like make life easier for everybody. So it was more like a one click instead of having to go through all the hoops to find out. And then when COVID hit and TikTok came out, everything changed. Like I wanted to use TikTok, but I felt like I was too old. Everybody was kind of just dancing, and that's not me. I
TikTok
can
is
dance
wild.
wild at a Fish concert, but I can't do that choreographed stuff. I look like a fool. So, I didn't really, like, feel like I had a space there, but then TikTok has changed as well, and people just go on there and literally talk to the screen, and everybody loves to hear about their thoughts and dreams and whatever, and those people have become famous, and now they have, like, sponsorships with Louis Vuitton, you know? Like, so things have changed so much, and in my personal, like, brand, I guess you could call it, I think I'm not, like, as on it anymore really because I feel like there are so many people doing it
It's
that
really
I
become
could never compete with
oversaturated.
them, and I just like, I post what I post, and if someone's like, "I like your shirt," I'll send them the link. Usually it's Amazon, so you can find it pretty easy. But, yeah, I definitely kind of stepped away from it a little bit, and I think I'm a little bit more private now too. Like, I used to share literally everything all day, and now I kind of only share bits and pieces of my life.
It's really interesting how that's, like, changed too, because you feel like you go on TikTok and you see these girls just, like, hysterically crying about
Yeah.
everything that happened, and it's like, we should all know less about each other, but also, like, online safety, but it's so easy to, like, spew all your shit out to the world.
Yeah, the online safety thing is the thing that bothers me and that I worry about because I was always so used to posting in real time, and now I'm realizing, like, maybe you shouldn't post where you're staying until you leave
Yeah.
because there are real crazy people out there,
Yeah.
and I've had to block a lot of guys that have said, like, inappropriate things, trying to be my sugar daddy, or they want feet pics or whatever,
This
and
was
they're
literally my next
fans of
question.
twiddle, and they're all crazy,
Mhm.
and, you put yourself out there thinking the 90% of people, I mean, maybe even higher than 90% are, like, there for a good reason, but there's that other percentage that,
You just
you know,
don't
you
know.
you don't know what could happen, and people knew where I lived. Luckily, I don't live there anymore, but, we had fans at the house all the time, and when I think back, I'm like, "Wow, that was really dangerous to do that." Like, everybody knows. Like, imagine Trey having a party with a bunch of fish fans at his house, like, that's
Right.
kind of crazy.
I mean, that'd be really fun.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know, and, I mean, we did stuff like that because we felt, like, so close to everybody. Because like I said, I was, like, so front of house, like, always, mingling with everybody, so I probably put myself into some dangerous situations.
You didn't know at the
But luckily nothing
time.
ever happened that was bad besides a couple
Yeah.
DMs.
So, you went from being an influencer and now you work behind the scenes for other influencers. What's it like being on that side of the table?
I think it actually is, like, super helpful because I know how like, the ins and outs of the algorithms and stuff, even though they change every day and
Change
it drives me
daily.
insane, but, I pretty much know, like, what people want, like, what your fans want, so it's been helpful in, like, organizing content creation and scheduling, obviously scheduling posts and stuff, and creating content on my own end, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely different when you're doing it for someone else versus yourself because you have to pretend to be them, like, you have to gain, like, their voice, and that's hard to do. Like, I
Sure.
spell things differently than someone else might spell it, like, like an abbreviation or
Do
a
they, like,
different
stop you?
emoji.
Will they stop you and be like, "That's not the emoji I would use"?
I've gotten I've gotten someone saying to me, like, "Why did you pick that song over the photo that you posted?" And I'm like, "I thought it went well, I don't know." So there's stuff like that. But I mean, pretty much everything that I've done is, like, pretty straightforward. It's just, like, little nitpicky things there here and there because obviously it's somebody else's brand. They want it to be perfect, and I would do the same thing if I had someone
Yeah.
working for me on my brand, like, I would want everything to be perfect.
Brand is so important. It's like your identity. It's what you are and it's what you're not.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
So you were literally present as Goose was starting to break out. What's
Yeah.
it been like watching them grow?
I feel like a proud mom. They probably wouldn't consider me any sort of mom, but it's just been so cool. I mean, I was at shows where like maybe 5 to 10 people were there before COVID, and then we owned a bar called Orlando's in Burlington, and they played our bar after one of I think it was Tumble Down or Double Down, one of the Twiddle festivals. And yeah, right place, right time. I'm pretty sure they got signed like the next day by 11:11. And after that, it was just like straight up. Like it was so cool to see and hear the new music coming out. Like I haven't really been excited about a band like that since Fish. So
Same.
it's been really cool. And especially to know like how sweet they are and how sweet their families are. And it's just really cool.
That's so cool to hear. It is definitely something that you kinda have a motherly feeling towards or a
Yeah.
nurturing thing, like you wanna help them.
Girl, at Madison Square Garden, I cried the entire time. When they first walked out on stage, the girl next to me, like, hugged me. She was like, "It's gonna be okay."
These are happy tears.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "I just can't believe this." Even though I had already seen them at Madison Square Garden for the Soul Shine thing, but still, it's different, you know? Like, this was
Crazy,
there.
like, how many shows we were at together before we actually met. Alex and I first met at Racket because Garrett, like, made the connection, and then we did, well, obviously, we were at MSG, but not together, but,
But
Westville,
still,
we were together with Leighton. I'm like, "We've been at so many shows together without
I
knowing,"
know.
which is kind
I
of this
I
whole
think that's the
community.
coolest part too about the community, like, there are people in that building that are your people, you just have to find them.
No, Nikki and I went to a bunch of shows separately together before we met in person, and then I mean, we met through the Goose Twitter community, just like how you met or found your fish people. We're so lucky,
I
um,
know.
that, like, technology honestly, COVID kind of pushed a lot of that with pushed us to Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
that's
huge
one
part
thing
of it.
about COVID that really just, like, threw me for a loop was with Goose in
Mhm.
particular, how they really, like, battened down the hatches and, like, went so hard with it, and I think that's, like, speaks a lot to why they're so successful today because they worked really hard. Like,
Yeah.
while everybody else was kinda sitting around watching Tiger King, they were busting out jams and, like, releasing stuff every week, so that was, like,
It was
really, really cool to
fantastic.
see. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it kept me so entertained. I was like, "Thank you."
It kept me living. I'm like, "There's dinner and a movie with fish, there's Goose coming on, I'm
I
good, I
know.
can make it." It was
Yeah.
the best, it was really good. I kinda miss that stuff.
I didn't do any of that. I was having, like, Zoom, like, Jeopardy nights with my girls. Like,
Oh, that's so cute.
it
That's
was
still
cute.
a good thing, though.
It's so funny.
That's still a really good thing.
Weird time COVID was.
I hate to say that I miss it because obviously it was bad for
There's
people's
parts of
health
it.
and people died, but, like, I liked the excuse of not having to, like, see people.
I miss the pods at shows, like, show pods was
That was fun. Yeah.
fun. It was great, you didn't have to worry
Drive-in.
about people getting in your junk and messing you up and stepping on you. It was
Yeah.
That's true.
awesome.
Oh. Yeah, I went to a couple of their pod shows, so fun.
Yeah. I went to Legend Valley with the pod shows, and I swear to God, I wish every single show could be like that. It was
They should do it a couple times a year, just like the, like, drive-in vibe.
Right? So true, especially, like, we're little girls. Like, get out of my way. I don't want this old sweaty touching me.
I
Like, you're
know.
not in my pod. Get out.
And it was so cool to see, like, as time went on and people got better at pod shows, they would come with, like, their table and a charcuterie board and, like,
yeah.
all this
The
stuff, and I'm
lights
like,
around the,
"Oh,
like, fancy
yeah."
area. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Just sounds like the vibe I want right now.
We do it now, we just spread it out more, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. I mean, if you wanna be close, it's hard to have space. Like, when we were at the Westville show, I felt like I was standing like this because I, like, didn't wanna be anyone's way, and even though I'm short, I was like, "I hope you can see, let me know if you can't."
But even that, like, we were up close, and there was more space than, like, being in the back.
Oh, for sure. I feel like it's always like that, though.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. But that's why I have the goose mask because that's how everyone leaves you alone when you're walking through a crowd in a latex goose mask.
They're like,
You give them a
"This
bad
girl's
trip,
crazy,
they'll
she's
move
got
out of your
places to
way.
be."
If you wanna see what Alex looked like, just look at our TikTok or our Instagram. She's in the goose mask.
Yeah, for I think 8 seconds total because I could not breathe in that thing. I don't know how
It
you
was
did
200 degrees that day and 500% humidity. God, it was terrible. And
that
the
was
whole
so
inside of the
nuts.
mask was covered in glitter.
That was one time I will admit I did it for the gram because I was like, "I need a picture of this thing."
It's so good. Anyway, how has your music taste changed these days? Like, what are you listening to? Is it still, like, mainly Goose and Fish, or have you branched
Yeah.
out?
Oh my gosh. I love Mind Enterprises. It's like this Italian duo that does, like, techno weird stuff and, like, chain smoke cigarettes and drink Campari. It's, like, all over Twitter, and I'm obsessed. And if you go on Pandora, and type Mind Enterprises. It's such a good Pandora station. We were listening to them the other night while we were cooking dinner, and I was like, "This is such a vibe." Yeah. I mean, I love them. I love Taylor Swift, obviously, to death. Fish, Goose, who else? I mean, all my homies, Dogs in a Pile, Aggie, who else? Mahali, obviously, I love Mahali. He's come out with a lot of new music recently that's really good.
Yeah, he's on tour here this summer in Wyoming.
Oh, you have to go. He's
He
so
was so fun in Cabo as well. It's really nice that you guys, like, still have that relationship post.
yeah, he'll be my brother for life whether he likes it or not. So, okay, I took this quiz, "How well do you know Taylor Swift?" or something like that, and one of the questions was like, add the number the track number of this song plus the track number of this song and how like what Taylor Swift's favorite number is and like all these questions that only Taylor Swift fans would know. Like some of them you could not Google. They were like so psychotically like you're a fan. And I feel like that's how it should have to be to buy tickets. Like you have to figure out like all the answers to these goose questions and then you can go to the next step. And if you don't know those answers, then you don't get there.
That's a
Like
great idea.
and
Or
and
some
maybe
sort of
even
fan club.
Goose, like, sends the email out with the answers to
Yeah.
their fans, you know, like
That way they know it's a real person. Yeah, I totally agree. That's
yeah,
I feel like what Alex is saying makes a lot of sense. Of,
yeah,
like,
like, some
game the
sort of
system somehow
quiz.
because your diehard fans Nikki and I have talked about this a lot of, like, we're your strongest fans. We've been here forever. Help
Yeah,
us out. But also, like, they've gotten so much more expensive, and it feels kind of like sorry, Goose, love you, but, like, a cash grab, and it feels really inconsiderate and disrespectful
but
to
I don't
another person.
even think that it's up to them. I think with
I think
now this
right.
whole new dynamic pricing thing, it's like supply and demand. So the more people that want it, the more the tickets go up. And I think like that happened with Fish, like the platinum tickets. It's gonna happen with Goose. It's gonna happen with all of these smaller bands because that's like
they know they can make
Ticketmaster is
money
a
off of them.
monopoly pretty much. Like, and that's why people are working so hard to get rid of them, but or like at least bring up other
They need
options.
to break them up like they did like the phone companies and the
Yeah.
entities that they had the monopoly on everything, so they made them turn into all these different companies. They've all come.
Fun fact, that's actually in progress now. NEVA, the National Independent Venue Association, actually called for Live Nation to be dismembered into 4 separate entities. So that is in progress. I don't know if that will actually be accomplished, but that is
We can
in the works
pray
currently.
to the ticket
Yeah.
gods.
We just need
Come
people
on,
that
universe, make it
are, like,
happen.
in power to have to suffer like we do. Like, you wanna go see, I don't know, the Rolling Stones, like, "Sorry, you can't have a ticket because it's too hard," and then they'll start fighting, you know?
Everyone
They'll
in
never.
Congress.
Yeah.
I wish that everyone in Congress has a hard time seeing their favorite band,
Yeah, exactly. If I so do you.
Like, they would have a problem with it, like,
right?
not
Well,
have.
we can try, we can pray.
Exactly, we can pray. We can pray. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
You've played a lot of roles in the world, wife, business owner, influencer, behind the scenes operator. What is next for Alexandra?
I just want a nap.
Amen.
Honestly, I just wanna, like, slow down. I would like
Time
to
to
just
take a step back.
yeah. I'm debating moving here to Pittsburgh, so that would be nice to, like, live in the suburbs and, you know, join a country club, play golf, and then
Wow,
just,
those are
like, when I leave
aspirations. I
my
like
house,
that.
it's, like, to see a concert or to go to, like, another country. But I just wanna chill. When I look back on my life up until now, sometimes I, like, shock myself at things that I've done. So I'm like, "I think I can take a break for a little." Like, I've done a lot.
Aw. So, kind of playing off of that, younger version of you came to a show, wanted to know what to do at a show, how to have fun. What would you want her to know?
I would say always be aware of your surroundings. Always know where the exits are in case anything happens, because you know, these days life is crazy. And just I mean, I think one thing that's important at all these shows are like the booths where you know you can trust people. Like if you're at Fish, you have the Fellowship or you have Water Wheel or you have Mockingbird. So you know that those people are, like, legit, so you can always, like, run to them if you're ever in need of anything. And then just smile and have fun, make friends.
Talk to people,
Yeah.
dance, wear
Ma
glitter.
yeah, wear glitter, be your freakiest self, whatever. Be weird, because if
It's
you're
so
not
nice.
weird, you're weird.
So with you. Like, I totally agree. I think the jam space, the community at large, is a weird place where, like,
Yeah,
everyone's kind of allowed to be whatever version of themselves they wanna be, and often that version isn't allowed in, like, your daily life, especially, like, if you're
for
in the
sure.
corporate
My
world.
outfits are so different.
Like, we code switch, or at least I'll speak for myself. I code switch when I go to a show of, like, I live in a big city getting a big girl degree, but, like, when I go to a show, I'm in my glitter and goose mask, and it's something I would probably never wear outside of that,
Exactly.
but, like, I feel so confident and happy and at peace.
So you wouldn't walk around New York City with the goose mask on? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I wouldn't be the weirdest thing people would see every day, but, like, it's hard to see. It honestly feels dangerous
Yeah,
looking.
Please don't
yeah.
do that,
And
please.
this city's really hot these days, you don't wanna be in there. It's too
No,
much.
there's a lot to unpack there, but yeah, I think that's such a good place, like, even if you're not in the jam scene to, like, experience a show where you get to see people being their authentic selves or whatever version of them they want to be that day.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting too, like, thinking more about the question, how you say, like, what I would tell my younger self as who I am now, but, like, the problems that we have going to shows now weren't as prevalent back then, like, I would never be scared to go to the garden, but now I am scared because of what happened at that Ariana Grande concert. Like, going to a big festival, I'm like, "How do I know that somebody won't come here and try to hurt us all?" You know? So, it's like the world changes, so that's always gonna as I get older, I'm probably gonna come up with more things that I would tell my younger self or just young people in general, just like
Yeah, when you have kids,
the
that
buddy
changes.
system. I sound like a neurotic mom, but, like,
No,
use the
it's
buddy
true, like,
system, send someone your location.
not even telling your younger self, it's like what I'm teaching myself on a daily basis. When you see,
Yeah.
like, terrorists come to a
Don't
show,
hitchhike with guys that you met on Twitter. I mean, I did it, but they're
it
still
didn't
some of
feel
my
as
best
scary.
friends. I got lucky. Could've went
Right.
really bad. Yeah.
It's things we're having to, like, learn on a daily basis, like, as the world evolves, like, how we approach shows. How I approach shows now versus a year ago is not the same
Yeah.
because of the experiences I've had and, like, what I wear. I've had, like, people come up to me and, like, talk to me about my boobs, and I'm like, "Well, now I have
I
to
know.
change how I
You
act
don't
or how
understand
I
why
dress."
people think that they have any right to say anything about anything anyone else is doing. Like, that's the whole internet now is, like, people shit talking on each other, and it's like, maybe we should all just, like, be nice?
Yeah, maybe.
Everybody's going through shit. Everybody's going
Yeah,
through shit. So just be kind. It will make things a
exactly.
whole lot easier.
I know, it's just so sad. And it's sad to not like, sometimes not feel safe at a place where it's supposed to bring you so much joy.
Yeah. I do get nervous still, though. I mean, maybe it's with age, but I like walk into the United Center, which I read online right before. I probably shouldn't have read it, is like the biggest indoor arena in the United
Oh,
States.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's huge. And we're walking there and we're on the train, and I'm thinking this could be a real easy target for somebody if they wanted to be
Exactly.
bad and mean and hurtful. And I'm I'm always like, okay, there's exits here, and there's a cop. There's cops
I know,
there.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's, like, neurotic.
No, no, it happens more. It's more now too as I've gotten older, and probably because I have a daughter, I'm way more
Yeah,
aware of it. And whereas before I was just like, "Woo, we're going. There's the plane you
like
wanna drink." You just didn't think it was just taking everything in. Now you are taking things in and for at a different level. So I think as you get older, your mind becomes more in tune for the things that could hurt you or that you need to be aware of. And it's not even necessarily just the world, it's just as you become more aware. Does
yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna say, like, the news is just so full of
Don't
sh
watch the
I
news.
know.
Don't
I
do
don't
it.
watch it
it's like a
either.
little bit of confirmation bias in a way of, like, if you're looking for it, you're gonna see it, but also we kinda need to be aware.
Yeah, it's all bad. Like,
I
it's so
know.
weird when you watch the national news, like, the last, like, 5 minutes, they have a real happy, warm, fuzzy story. Like, why isn't the whole news like this? Why
I
isn't it
know.
all
We
happy
need to
for
focus on more
Because less
positivity.
people will click.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true. That's why I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, but now we've been, like, brainwashed to think that everything is horrible. Not everything is horrible. We have like, look at our lives, we find so much fun and joy and, like, sparkle in life, so, obviously, everything's not horrible.
Yeah,
It's just,
there's
like,
good
if
stuff.
you focus more on that, then more people will be inclined to, like, be positive and be nice to people and spread love and not hate, and
Kind, just be
yeah,
kind.
One of the beauties of
Everybody
our scene.
I know.
that's
We are
why
It
we
really is.
have bubbles. Even though some people get pissed, they usually end up liking them a little bit.
Exactly. If you're getting pissed about bubbles, like, you
Oh,
gotta chill. I
there
mean,
was a
just
gentleman in Cleveland.
I could
Yeah.
understand with, like, the glow sticks and stuff because it hits you in the head, but a bubble, like, if it bothers you, go like that, it's gone.
There was a gentleman behind me that was complaining and everybody's, like, rolling their eyes, and so I made sure to blow more of them towards him because you're gonna
You
complain
gotta have
about bubbles. Are you getting wet from the bubbles? Oh, they're giving you little pokey things here and there. But yeah, that was and everybody was like, "I love your bubbles." I get more people that say nice stuff than people that say bad. I've had, like,
Yeah,
2 guys total
exactly.
that have complained about it, and then I just laugh and blow more of them, and they usually are
And it's
okay with it.
always men. Oh,
It's always dudes. It's always dudes. But
can't
yeah,
have
that's
fun. Wilson, can you still have fun? No, just shake
exactly,
it off.
and everybody loves the way that everybody's happy, and if looking at bubbles and sparkle and glitter makes some people happy, then it's gonna make me happy. I
I
don't
know.
care. If wearing cargo shorts and your brown T-shirts makes you happy, then I'm gonna be happy for you.
I love how you just called out so many foods.
It doesn't really
Cargo shorts
matter.
and brown T-shirts.
We call them out all the time. It's kind of like a thing here.
Well, there's more things to life than cargo shorts and brown T-shirts,
Well,
so
you're telling me, Alex, maybe we need you to make like an Amazon, like what men can wear to jam shows curated list.
yeah, we need a
I
collab.
It's really, in my opinion, just wear a shirt of the band you're seeing. It makes it so much easier. You blend in. If you wanna be, like, a little funky and go, like, for some kinda cool costume that's, like, sparkly and glittery, go for it. But I feel like a lot of guys, like, they save that for New Year's. They don't, like, do it on a regular
Christmas.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's either from what I see, it's either the band T-shirt or, like, a golf shirt.
collared shirts.
I'm into it, I don't care. As
My
long as you
boyfriend
put on
actually
deodorant.
had
That's
a
all I
glitter
care
suit for
about.
Goosemas, so he wears those he's got 2 pairs of pants now, and he wears one of them. He cut them into shorts.
What?
The glitter suit that he had, he made one of his pairs of pants into shorts, so he was wearing them the other day too. I'm like, "You gonna wear those out?" He's like, "Maybe." I'm like, "Alright,
I love it.
okay."
Honestly, good on them. I think the weirder the better. I mean, the band t-shirt, fine, bare minimum.
Oh, yeah, like, I saw, Mr. Cam and his brother the other day, and
Yes.
they had, like, the mullets and the like, they it was so
Yeah.
great.
I
FR
love
Oh, the
like,
that.
Andre Agassi outfit?
fun.
Yeah, that's
Like, show a little personality. Is your whole personality just like a band t-shirt? Like, okay, I'd hope you'd be a
Yeah.
little more well-rounded, but like, I'm not dating you, so I don't really care.
Well, yeah, but I just mean, like, if you don't know what to do, you can never fail with a band T-shirt. But I
true.
like the idea of, like, the cool, like, group costumes. Like, I have friends that always, like, will print a shirt and they'll all wear some, like, variation of the shirt, and,
Love
like,
that.
that stuff is cute, and it
I
shows
love
that you, like, really love the band and stuff to have
There
your own
was
little
some
mix.
amazing people at Westville that were all dressed in tennis outfits, like, right next
I
to
saw
us.
that.
I loved that so much. I'm like, "I love these people. They're
Yeah.
so fun." That's fun. That's fun. That's okay to do.
Yeah, I love that.
Nikki, I'm pretty sure you were like 10 rows back from Alex.
Probably. I was just thinking, I'm like, "How did I not meet
Yeah,
her when"
'cause I ran through you and Matt to get to her.
Yeah, yeah. You stopped, I was like, "Hey, Goosehead, I know you."
That's so
It was
funny.
just Fran and me. I think she was on a leash and I had the mask. It was chaos.
Somebody else commented on one of the reels and was like, "Oh, I saw the goose head." And I was like, I don't know if it was me or Jess, but we were in
Could have
that
been
area.
Maya, could have been Leighton. We
Yeah.
all kinda wore the mask.
So funny.
Please tell
Yeah.
me you've cleaned it.
No, she said it's covered in glitter on the
Covered in glitter and sweat. It's been sitting on my counter in New
Probably
York.
smells lovely in there.
Well, I'll let you know in a month when I get home.
outside. Oh, that's
It'll be
too
fine.
funny.
I actually found, a latex fish mask. They make a couple. Like, the goose one is actually a duck because, they don't make geese.
Your girl looks like it
But it looks
Crazy
good.
fine. It's totally fine. I love it. But, they make a couple
looks
different
good.
styles of fish. So I think for the next fish show, we all get different ones.
I
I'd
would
totally
love
wear a
that.
fish head.
It's, it's
We
whack.
should get ones that you can like strap on your head so that you don't have to put your face in it and suffocate.
I like not people not knowing it's me. I'd
That is
prefer
yeah.
you not see my face.
We could do both. Never have too many fish heads.
My god. Ridiculous. Maybe they'll play a song for that like they did for the tweezer. Sure.
Okay. So I think we're ready to wrap up here. We have one last question. We at the Femme Flock are all about celebrating inspiring and influential women. So can you tell us about a woman who inspires you?
I think you know what I'm gonna say. Taylor Swift. I hate to be like so cliche and say Taylor Swift, but I
You're the
mean,
first one. You're the first one that said
really?
Taylor. So tell us, how
Maybe
does she
we should
inspire
start a
you?
jam band.
Yeah,
But
she's
I
close.
just love how she never wavers. Like, she's always who she is. She stands up for what she believes in. She isn't afraid to, like, talk smack on what happened in her past relationships. She's always just, like, true to herself. And I like how she turns her, like, traumas, I guess. I mean, I'm sure they're not all traumas, just like her past into like beautiful songs and inspiration for people, for young girls, for guys, for anybody who wants to listen to it. Like she unintentionally leaves so many lessons for people in her music, and it's gotten me through really hard times. So I know it's gotten a lot of other people through hard times too. I just love her. 2 years ago
Wonderful.
today, she looked right at me at the concert.
Were you up close?
Yeah, I was in the first row, yeah. It was insane.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. I have
That's
pictures on
pretty.
my Instagram, you could go, at
Yeah.
Alexandra
I'm gonna have
Jenna.
to go see.
You can
2 years
see
ago,
it.
you said? I will go look.
And I think I reposted it a couple times.
My daughter will definitely melt if she sees that. She will melt.
Yeah, she is something else.
I
Yeah,
love her. She's a great influence. I mean, my daughter's loved her since she sang one of her songs in a talent show in like 5th
oh,
grade, and it was the
cute.
cutest thing ever. And it was so heartwarming. And she's a shy girl. So it was like one of those things where she's like, Taylor would do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
She really teaches girls that you can do anything, you know?
That's the thing. It's like if she's an influence, I'm happy to
Yeah.
have her around. She does such good things.
I mean, just think about how many dads are now watching football with their little girls because she might be on the screen for 0.5 seconds. You know,
Exactly.
like, there's a lot of people who have a lot of bad things to say about her, but I think like that's something that's so cool. Like, I value my relationship with my dad so much. So like if it was like me being little now and that was the reason I was watching football with him, he would be like, heck yes, like, so I'm sure there's so many people out there that are so happy.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. That's a great way to end it, is that the
Yeah.
influence from other women on making these people more closer is
Yeah, closer with your friends, closer with your family, like, it's great.
it's great. I love it. Thank you so much for being on the pod today, Alexandra. We loved having you.
Thank you for having me, it was so fun.
We can't wait to see what's coming from you in the future, even if it's just chill.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Alex.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you joined us for a bit.
Yeah, it was great. I'd love to come back.
This pod is made by women for everyone. We wouldn't be here without you, and we want to hear from you. If you want to get involved with the Femme Flock, fill out our Get Involved form on our website, thefemmeflock.com. That's FEMME. We are currently building a street team of folks across the country of all ages and backgrounds who love spreading the word about inclusivity and fun. Tag us on socials if you're dancing at a show with your crew, showing off your outfit, hosting or attending a community event, or promoting something you think we'd love. If it's for the community, we're here for it and we want to see it. The space is for everyone, and we're so excited you're a part of it. Don't forget to follow along with the FemFlock on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, or join our Reddit community. Talk to y'all soon, and flock on.
Osiris.